Hey, RK here with a special episode of Culturally Effed, but who are we kidding? Every episode is special. The other day we hit 666 subscribers, so I thought, hey, let's do an episode about the devil. Now we're at this many subscribers, and holy crap, you guys, thank you so much. Whatever we're doing, we're gonna keep doing it. You also may have noticed that the art in the background has changed. So keep an eye out for a special art auction episode where we will be linking to auctions for the artwork that have appeared on the show. Also, get the chance to get your artwork on the background of future Culturally Effed episodes. Also, another quick update. We have been nominated for the 2015 Ursa Major Awards under the category Best Anthropomorphic Website. So, head on over to ursamajorawards.org and register to vote. It's quick, easy, and anonymous. Hexacosioi hexaconta hexaphobia is culturally effed.
Not today, Satan. Not today.
That weird long word I just spat out is not a spell from Harry Potter, but is actually the irrational fear of the number 666. This number is the number of the beast, as it is described in the biblical passage of Revelations 13:18-11.
Then I saw another beast that rose out of the earth. It had 2 horns like a lamb, and it spoke like a dragon. This calls for wisdom. Let the person who has insight calculate the number of the beast, for it is the number of man. That number is 666.
The devil has taken many forms in our culture. Satan's physical appearance is never described in the Bible or any other religious text. In the view of many Christians, the devil's first appearance is in the Old Testament as the serpent in the Garden of Eden. Many also accept the thought that there is no Satan or devil, that the figure in literature and myth just represents evil and sin. We discussed the present-day visual representation of the devil in a previous episode of Culturally Effed. Cue video. Pan was the god of the wild and of shepherds, and later became the god of the satyr people. Pan is the go-to half-human, half-animal god in the Greek pantheon, but like a mermaid, animal parts on the bottom. His name is the root of the word panic, as he would use his pan flute to throw a pandemonious pancake party into sexy chaos. Almost all of the myths associated with Pan are about him trying to get laid, though none of them are about pancakes. Pan in some ways was the expression of humanity's more primordial quarks. While Dionysus was the god of drinking and lust, Pan was the wild, freewheeling expression of the id. Unlike many of the gods, Pan was a direct route to nature, where most other cults in the system placed humans at a high stature just below the gods. Pan's followers held the thought that humans were just another animal in the ecosystem. When the Renaissance came around a few centuries later, artists would use the classical Roman stories as inspiration for their works, introducing Pan to mainstream Christian attention, where his imagery was then repurposed for the modern representation of Satan. That's why the devil is often depicted with hooves and a beard, because his imagery was appropriated from the ancient god of nature, Pan. His crazy pancake sex parties stayed the same, but now they were evil and usually involved more fire. Nobody likes burnt pancakes. Sometimes the devil is depicted as having faces all over his body, like in this painting, or covered in boils and scars, animal-like hair, and monstrous deformities. You also see him depicted as carrying a pitchfork or a trident, not to bale hay, but to torture people with. Some scholars believe it is from the sea god Poseidon, which is just another blow to pagan religions. The devil is also given wings to identify him as well. Sometimes his wings are angelic like Norse Valkyrie, and sometimes they're more bat-like to appear more menacing. I can't find a source to when or why the devil is often depicted as red in color, but the red trickster gentleman image is very modern, like less than 100 years modern. Most paintings from the Renaissance and medieval period show him in black and blue colors, the color of death, disease, and straight up evil, and so on. The fallen angel Lucifer, or Hallel, the shining one, the light bringer, the morning star. The morning star actually refers to the planet Venus, often appearing in the pre-dawn sky. Hebrews and Christians will recognize the myth of Lucifer as challenging God over the creation of humanity, and he loses a war against heaven. Lucifer is banished from heaven until Judgment Day. Many have linked this as Lucifer reigning over hell, becoming Satan or the devil. There is an ancient Canaanite myth that may be the source for Hallel. The god Atar, also the morning star, attempted to occupy the throne of Baal, failed, and ended up ruling the underworld. We typically associate the devil as being this guy. He fits the description pretty well. He's got goat horns or a whole animal head, animal legs, a firm, gender-neutral torso. You might be surprised to know that this guy isn't the devil. His name is Baphomet, and he's often associated with the devil as one of his minions, or as the second beast mentioned in the Book of Revelations. The Knights Templar were accused of worshipping Baphomet as a false idol, a 10th century knight mentioning him by name in a manuscript. Since 1856, the name Baphomet has been associated with the Sabbatic goat image drawn by a French occultist Eliphas Levi. The Satanic Temple is an activist organization not to be confused with the Church of Satan. The two organizations carry different philosophies to the level of activism and outreach. The Hebrew root of the word Satan as opposer, or one who questions. The Satanic organizations use this as a ground for skepticism and to question the status quo, not to host stuff like blood orgies and sacrifice animals to an angry fire god. You probably heard of the Oklahoma courthouse who had to remove its monument to the Ten Commandments because the Satanic Temple commissioned a limestone statue of Baphomet to accompany the religious symbol in a public space. So the temple and the church are atheistic organizations. Theistic Satanism is the belief that Satan is an actual being who can be prayed to, but that lacks any organizational structure, unlike the temple and the church. So for 666 subscribers, that's the devil, Satan, Lucifer, Hallel, the morning star, with Baphomet and Pan along for the ride. I have been your host, RK. Thanks for subscribing and for watching. You're my devil. Culturally Effed this week was brought to you by these fluffy people and by our sponsors on Patreon. If you like what we do here, the best thing you can do for us is subscribe and share with your friends. If you want to support us in a more tangible way, we have a donate button at the top of our YouTube page and also a Patreon, where patrons get cool perks like priority episode suggestion and early access to our side series all about furries and sex called Culturally Effed After Dark. If you have an idea for a future episode topic, you can find us online at Culturally Effed on Twitter, Tumblr, Facebook, Furfinity, and Weasel. I have been your host, RK, and thanks for watching.